Hi everyone, welcome to episode number 14 of AI Talks, my n8n podcast that I don't know how I do it. It's crazy. If this would not be because of all these gadgets that I built, all these things that I'm doing, like these little cameras, just webcams, it would not be possible. But today I have a guest. How are you, Luke?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Tell me your name and what are you doing?
My name is Luke Umberto. I'm one of the co-founders of AI Builders. We've been doing this for quite a long time, trying to make a self-organizing, co-owned community of AI nerds across Europe and across the world that are all just trying to share information, make open source projects that are cool, and yeah.
Amazing. When it comes to AI builders, I am stunned. Like what you're seeing behind us, it's AI builders, and I'm also one of the co-founders of AI builders, and it's the concept of this AI builders is amazing. I really love this. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Luke, I also know you're doing something around AI and predicting futures, providing a platform for these amazing AI co-founders. So tell us more. What is it
sure.
about?
So the other project I'm working on is called Living Code, and it's essentially decoding the social dynamics within an enterprise. So oftentimes there's this invisible layer that controls everything within an enterprise, and that is the social layer. It's the thing that we don't formalize or talk about very much. And the problem with that is that this tends to be the thing that causes projects to fail, right? It's the team member dynamics that you have that aren't working, or whatever that is, right? But because it's not formalized and because there's no way to track what's going on, it becomes something very hard to influence, and it can feel impossible to fight against. A lot of projects are failing because of this. A lot of companies end up failing because there's a role and then there's a person. The person filling that role oftentimes changes what that role means. And so when you try to replace a new person into that role, it doesn't come with the same meaning.
Exactly, because two different people, two different cultures, two different perspectives.
Two different lifestyles, two different ways of working, two different everything, right? So we're trying to build a software to kind of track some of these social dynamics going on within an enterprise, and then use AI to predict, okay, the current situation of interaction within an enterprise, where is that taking us? Is that somewhere positive? Somewhere negative? What do we need to change? And sometimes changing simply means communicating more, breaking down the silos, all of these sorts of lean talks that typically we talk about a lot, but we hardly ever implement, right? And so we're trying to formalize that into software and figure that out.
Wonderful. That's an amazing project you guys are working, especially whenever it comes to AI and building with AI, and especially being a co-organizer and co-founder of AI Builders. This AI Builders community is something that we have been really building throughout the year, and it's an ongoing monthly meetup, and we have a lot of cool AI builders coming in here and diving deeper and building things together with AI. And I think it's the spirit of the AI builder that a lot of AI founders start kind of like tinkering things, and then they start building it, and then it becomes a very cool project. And then 6 years later, it's n8n. That's the story of n8n. So n8n started literally by Jan Uwe, so one person building something in 2018 for an entire year. He built it, and then finally when he launched it to the world as an open source project, open source / fair code, and then it literally blew the internet. So it's amazing. And as I said already in a couple of previous episodes, it's an n8n podcast, n8n AI Builder podcast. So we're going to build something. What are we going to build?
Awesome. Yeah. So on a little side note, with the AI Builder stuff, it was born out of this real big idea where AI is moving very fast. Everybody knows AI is moving very fast. So people are kind of trapped in between two places. They're either writing articles, doing blogs, all of that sort of stuff. And then by the time they finish, it's obsolete. Or they're the people actually working with AI every day in some kind of professional setting. They're a founder, they're a software developer whatsoever. But those people have that knowledge trapped within them. So the point of AI Builder is to bring these people together so that they can share their knowledge and build crazy things together.
Well said. One thing I really like about Luke is the way he puts words together is really impressive. Like this, bringing these guys together is our mission.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
So on
So
that
what are we
note,
going to build?
what are we
Come on, tell
building?
us.
Yeah. So one of the main things we do is we use Luma to do our event planning.
Yeah.
And one of the problems we've had is having a consistent way of inviting past guests to our future events.
Let's actually see it in action. Okay?
Sure.
Should we?
Let's do it.
So let me put this together. I'm gonna quickly bring Luma in here, and then we go and build it. All right. So we both are here, and let's go to Luma. There was a page on Luma that we're using on a regular basis. And there we have quite a bit of things going on, right? And we want to kind of take that and do something about it. So what is it that we're going to build?
So we have a couple of options here. So
this
before
is
having
the
this
Luma.
podcast,
Yeah.
we were having this little debate between me and Amal of he works for an AI automation company. He's doing a lot of AI automation stuff. and
I'm
he's-
a co-founder of n8n, yes.
There you go. So yeah, he's co-founding all of this crazy
Yeah.
stuff, and he said one of the number one problems companies are running into is they're automating the wrong stuff.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So one of the main things we wanted to figure out is like, okay, is it worth automating this entire process, only parts of this process, or everything? So the process that we're trying to automate away is inviting past participants to future events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a list of a lot of emails and
So we have emails.
Full names.
Yeah, exactly. We have emails, full names, all of that stuff that we can extract in a CSV.
so
or
so
we can-
usually Luma provides this feature of downloading people's emails. I'm not going to go there just so that I can
Yeah.
preserve their privacy. Do you see the Google Meet with you?
Yep,
Then you can see it from there.
perfect.
So we're not gonna do any actual download from Luma because of their emails and so on,
course.
and it's gonna be too much editing for me. And for me, I really want to go with 0 edits.
Yeah, let's do it.
So that's what I'm doing. But we're assuming that at least there is one Google Sheet that I can pull off now. Let's say I have a Google Sheet that is downloaded. We assume that this is downloaded from Luma, and then we call it AI Builders Berlin. By the way, AI Builders is in how many cities?
We're now in Berlin, Amsterdam, Utrecht, Rotterdam, Lisbon, London, and San Francisco in January.
Wow, that's a lot of cities, guys. So we're growing. So therefore, I'm gonna call it AI Builders Berlin Meetup. So it's gonna be AI Builders Berlin. Even like give it a time, kind of like November 25, because we do it every month, and I think it makes sense to keep it in that motion. All right, so we have got ourselves the n8n workflows, or we are going to get ourselves the n8n workflows that will allow us to build this in a way that you want it. You tell me as we are building it.
Sure.
So eventually we're going to have some email addresses. So it's going to be like something,
That's right, John
a
Smith.
name,
Yeah,
a
something,
full
yeah.
name,
Yeah.
could be a full name, an email.
Yeah.
Just for now, go with those two.
Yeah. Let's keep it simple.
It has a lot more fields and things like that. So it could be John Doe, Jane Doe. Can we use our own email addresses so we can also
Yeah,
check
sure.
it?
Let's do it.
You have an email?
LUCGUIM.
No, I will use both mine
sure.
because then I can open it and show it on the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, that's better. Yeah.
So let's say we have got 100 of those and it's there. So what do we want to do with this?
So we want to forward an email each time saying, thank you for coming to X event.
Okay.
Here are the future events that we have available. We'd be happy to see you at the next one. And preferably,
And when you
we would
talk
like to
about future events, is
Yes.
it that what you share on WhatsApp group? Let me pull that in here. Where's the AI Builders? You shared in the hosts, right?
I shared the API key for Luma.
No, you shared this list of next events. It's in hosts, I think. Organizers or something? Yeah, organizers.
Yeah,
Found it.
sure.
Found it. So you share something that looks like this. I'm bringing it from the other screen. So you share something like this, And this is what we want to communicate with all our existing participants, right?
Exactly.
So they know that the next event is happening this date. Obviously, not like in a list like this, but a nicely formatted list.
Exactly.
Okay. To be honest, this is a very, very simple
Yeah.
n8n workflow. Very simple.
Yeah.
Like the thing is that you have an n8n workflow that looks something like this. Let's still do it. And what you see here is I'm thinking about what should trigger this workflow. Isn't a human brain a good idea to trigger this workflow?
So yeah, that was the thing that we were debating on. It could either be something that's triggered manually, it could be
Yeah.
a cron job, or it could be a webhook from Notion, for example.
What would be the webhook triggering point at Notion? Creating a new page or what?
Once date is triggered, webhook is sent. So like the date would be like once the event day is triggered or the
So
day
this is
after.
the point which you know these end gestures, like this is the normal. Is that so? No, you did something that I don't know. This is a camera
Explosion.
thing. It's I think if you do this, then there are bubbles. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, there you go, the confetti. Nice.
Confetti. And I think you do this, and then there's gonna be a thumbs up. Yeah.
Nice.
So we're right now discussing what will trigger this workflow. I think human brain is a good idea. Why?
Okay.
I will back this thing up with my money, and it's that we are doing wrong automation. In a lot of places, we are doing wrong automation. The reason is because we try to optimize too much. We try to automate too much. We try to think about like what's the best case, and then we start from the best case right here. Instead, what we should do is like start from where I can go one step up. Once I'm there, then go one more step, and then keep going. Now, in this opinion, like what we are going to do, it's a simple mail merge.
Yeah.
If you know mail merge from Microsoft Word, it's a very old school way of like putting a list and then dear John, dear Jane, and some content underneath this. Like MailChimp or whatever email sending.
GMass, stuff like that.
Was that called GMass?
GMass, yeah.
GMass, I don't know them. But those kind of services should work off the shelf. That's an easy way to go. But what I'm seeing right now here is the trigger point is a less important thing for now.
Yeah, sure.
So let's put this as a human trigger. Like a person comes here, opens a workflow, and says like, this is AI Builder's email workflow, Builder's invitation email workflow. And when I click this, then I will see something happening. So as soon as I click it, then something happens and then it starts executing. Now, what is it that we're going to execute? The first thing is we're going to use a Google Sheet to get these rows. So I'm going to get the rows in this Google Sheet. And which Google Sheet is it? It is going to be this AI Builders November. We can actually do it a little bit more dynamically so that I don't create a new Google Sheet every time. I keep this thing alive and then I put a month. Like which month was it? It was November 25.
Yeah.
And it's going to be November 25 and then invite email sent. And then we put a yes and no in the yes and no. It's empty. It means that the invite email is not yet sent. All right, now what I do next is I get all the things that is inside the Google Sheet. Now you can see if I execute, everything comes out. So what we want to automate or filter is based on this one.
Yeah.
Why? Because it can happen that we have some other records coming from the other time. That is like SmithDoe, for example. And SmithDoe is smith@gmail.com from October 25, and he already got it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get those that do not have.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah.
So I'm going to get the ones with a condition saying that the column that's called invite email sent is empty. So if I execute this, even before adding this filter, so that I can show you that Smith is in this list, and I don't want Smith in that list. So I'm gonna add a little filter here, invite sent, empty, execute, and now you can see only the ones that do not have
Exactly.
this is sent. All right, so actually I can also replace this with a schedule trigger.
Yeah.
So we can like send it every day, but why should I list down something on the Google Sheet and then come back here, not click it? It's just like one step. And this is a workflow that's accessible to the organizers of
Yeah.
AI builders. So for me, it's still okay to have a click
Yeah.
listener, because the trigger will create. It's a cron job. Well, it doesn't. But imagine this: for the 29 days, it's going to run. It's going to cost us 29 runs, even if we put it per day, and n8n costs per run. Even if it's self-hosted, it's going to cost computational space. So that makes sense that way. All right. So
If we had a webhook, that would have been nice, but the problem is Lua doesn't have one.
so
we can't
even
do
if
it.
we have a webhook, where do you want to put it? You want to put it in Notion, right? If you create a page on Notion, why don't you come here and then click and run it?
No, because you would have the webhook send when the Notion date is reached. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but again, it's going to check it every day.
Yeah, true.
So the easiest is that once your list is clean, click it, execute it, it runs
Okay,
it.
cool. Let's do it.
So let's do it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loop over it. Why am I going to loop over it? Because I want to greet everyone by their name.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is I'm going to add in here a Gmail, and it's going to be a send email, send message. And since we have this previous node already ran, let me quickly fix this thing. So append this. And I will just put some dummy data so that it can run, so that I can get some data running. All right, so we are pretty much close to what I want to do. All I want to do is send this email to this email address, not to this ASDF that I put as a placeholder. The subject would be, hey, I have got another idea that we can enhance here, is that in every single month, I want to have like a subject. Now the question is, where does the body come from? Notion?
Yeah,
This would be
it
nice.
could come directly from Notion, yeah.
we
because
could do
Notion is synced with Luma. So it could come directly from Notion and they sync each other. So if you do edits on Luma, it syncs Notion. Notion edits, syncs Luma.
It's getting a little bit complicated. Why? Because Notion sends you data in these blocks, these chunks.
Yeah.
And creating a Notion to a markdown or something that can be read and then you turn it into HTML, that's already becoming a little bit cumbersome.
Sure.
And since I will quickly show people here, we are about to expect something around. You can
Stuff
see
is starting
here
to fill up.
behind us, we are already receiving guests, and we are expecting something around 40 people in this room. And the mingling already started. I hope. Oh, there we go. So the mingling already started. I hope the background noise cancellation of these microphones are holding up. Otherwise, it's going to be a very bad production. Therefore, I'm going to go with the most optimistic approach.
Yeah.
But I will also document the kind of the best approach that we could do, which is Notion integration.
Awesome.
All right? So let's go with that. So we have subject in here. Well, actually, the most optimistic is subject and both body will stay inside in here.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll say that.
Thank you for attending AI Builders or something.
Yeah. Thank you for attending AI Builders. The message would be based on an expression.
Yeah.
Hi, and then the full name. Thanks for attending the AI Builders meetup. Please find more information for upcoming event. This is the part that I would enhance it to bring the
Yeah,
latest
Notion.
content from Notion. It will be literally this one thing. Like we have from here, pull some Notion content. So we have some Notion Git page would be the right one to go with. Where's that Git database page? I'll just keep it as it is, and then this content will fill here.
Yeah.
So right now I'm going to disable this, but this will be the route to feed this particular email with more content coming from Notion.
Exactly.
And then please find more information upcoming event from aib.club, from https aib.club. So that's our domain name. I think I spelled A extra. So, sincerely, Emil Sire, co-founder, AI Builders. So if I put that in place, this is it. That's pretty much everything we need to do for this workflow to run. This is the simplest workflow it can do. It starts with a click. The user clicks it. It gets all the rows from here. It loops through all of those things, and it keeps sending an email. What we could enhance is get everything through Notion and then put it there and then send an email. So right now, if I execute this, I'm expecting an email to be sent. And there is a caveat I would like to address here. Let's see what's the problem here. It says the parameters are not correct. This is correct. This is correct. What parameter is not correct then? Invalid error, message invalid error. Okay, this is the validation then. I'll just change the validation to one of the other ones I have. And, well, I will do a totally new in. Let me quickly do a little authentication here. I think I removed some of the authentications I had, and that's one of them. So 17, I will pick 17, execute. So what is HTML? No, that's fine. Everything is fine. So Gmail is throwing me some invalid error to the domain global. This is a very, very new message to me. Let's make a draft out of that, just for the testing purposes. No, the draft works. Oh, I see. The authentication that I have done, I don't have permissions for that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what I'm expecting now is if I go to my n8n account, my Gmail, and open the draft. So you can see here I have got these two drafts available, having that content in there. Oh, I see. There's an HTTP. Maybe that's kind of like finding it spooky and not doing anything with it. Let's get this thing fixed and change it to send message send to this email address. Still,
Yeah, it must be
throwing
permissions.
this
Yeah.
400 invalid message invalid to either domain. I see. It's just an authentication. The n8n.cloud is not authenticated. It's throwing that error, but it's just an error that we can check out later. Maybe this authentication when I'm creating, I have to give some more permissions or something. But that's the gist of it. That's how we could send this this email. Now, the question here is whether or not we should use this service or some other service. I would suggest not using this approach. Why? Because it's a very bad idea. If you do this, put a wait at least 5 seconds in between so that you cannot reach
For rate
the
limits, yeah.
rate limits of the email provider. Or the best way would be to use something that's already there. For example, MailChimp. MailChimp has all the integrations. create all your email delivery on MailChimp, and then you are gonna use a MailChimp node that's gonna be somewhere create must have like send a campaign here. So create the campaign. I don't want to get into the details of MailChimp, but let's assume if this is an individual sending email, I would do this. I would trigger this with a MailChimp. Even probably in there, I don't need to wait. Why? Because the MailChimp takes care of that internally. So with that, I think we could utilize this kind of a workflow, and I believe we have way more complex workflows than this one.
Definitely.
Man, this was an amazing opportunity to talk to you. Unfortunately, due to the
amount of people
a lot of
entering this
people
room.
right now as we speak, like a lot of people are entering this room. I will just quickly show you guys here in this camera. So we have quite a bit, like 15 people or so. I would like to kind of like give it final few words to finish the talk that we started. AI is a big thing, like it's happening so fast. And if we do not move that fast, we're going to lose, or maybe the way around, just put the camera more on your face. So we're not gonna, if we don't adopt AI fast, I believe we're gonna have trouble later. There is no recovery from AI adoption. And you're working in AI field, you're an AI builder, I'm an AI builder. We are in a kind of like a small bubble, like these people around us in this room, they're AI builders. What's your opinion, Luke, when it comes to enterprises? Like, do you see enterprises adopting AI as fast as they should, or do you see it differently?
I think it depends on the sector, really. Like, there are certain sectors where, okay, we're implementing AI. Is it necessary? Maybe not. Maybe yes. I think we're at a very much in a stage where we're almost at the peak of the hype cycle, where like, okay, we're starting to realize that, okay, we can't just apply it to everything. For example, I'll give you an example. Some niche sectors like the logistics sector, it's historically been 20 years behind every other sector. And so I think that as we continue and progress with more and more AI and enterprise solutions, I think that there's going to be two areas of focus. There are going to be the people who wait and then get eaten up because they shouldn't have waited. And there's going to be the people who adopt too fast, too early, and it ends up crushing them because they run into all these problems of sustainability, costs,
etc. And I think the problem with enterprises is that either they adopt too fast and they fail and they blame AI for this, or they don't adopt at all, or because of those failures, they say that, oh, I'm not going to adopt AI because it is too cumbersome and we did it and it doesn't work. And I think there should be a middle place for that.
I mean, it's like we were talking about in the beginning, like one of the main problems is with automation is like you're automating the wrong things. The same is with AI. AI doesn't need to be everywhere. It's not necessarily a good thing, not for the planet, not for the workers, not for anyone. But if we're just like, okay, I want to put it everywhere, of course you're going to fail, right? But if you use it skillfully like any other technology, no, you're going to get much, much farther ahead than any other person.
Absolutely. Makes sense. With that, let's hope for that future where AI adoption is as simple as installing Microsoft 365. Thank you so much, Luke.
Thank you,
for joining the podcast. See you next time, man.
Yeah, man.